जय कंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन उदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनतीर वनचारि यमुनतीर वनचारि जय राधा माधव जय कुञ्ज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुञ्ज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुञ्ज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा राधा गिरिधरि राधे जय राधा गिरिधरि राधा गिरिधरि राधे जय गौरनिताय कृष्ण गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय कृष्ण गौरनिताय जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमण जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमण जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय श्रीमद् भगवतम महाकदा की जय all glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna Vanja Kalpatarubhya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Mataji, I am going to share the Leelamrit. We'll read the Leelamrit. Mataji, this is the correct chapter I am going to read from here. Hare Krishna. I think we have finished this one. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, we have. So it's the next paragraph.
This one, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Abhay traveled frequently throughout northern India, intent on expanding his sales. It was not unusual for him to be gone a few days in a week and sometimes a week or more at a time. As he traveled from one city to another, the pharmaceutical industry was just beginning in India, and doctors, hospitals, and pharmacies were eager to buy from the competent, gentlemanly agent who called on them from Bose Laboratory of Calcutta. He would travel by train and stay in hotels. He liked the feeling of freedom from home that traveling afforded, but the real drive was servicing accounts and getting new ones. That was his business. Riding in a third class, unreserved compartment was often uncomfortable. The only seats were benches, which were often dirty, and passengers were permitted to crowd on without reservations. But that is how Abhay traveled hundreds of miles every week. As the train moved between towns, he would see the numberless small villages and then the country land that spread out before him on either side of the tracks. At every step, he would hear the cries of tea vendors as they walked alongside the train windows. Chai, chai, tea. The British had introduced it, and now millions of Indians were convinced that they could not get through the morning without their little glass of hot tea. As a strict Vaishnava, Bhai never touched it, but his wife, much to his displeasure, was becoming a regular tea drinker. Although Abhay was accustomed to dressing as a European businessman, he never compromised his strict Vaishnava principles. Most of his fellow Bengals had taken up fish eating, but Abhay was always careful to avoid non-Vaishnava foods, even at hotels. Once at a vegetarian hotel, the Empire Hindu Hotel in Bombay, he was served onions, and sometimes hotel people tried to serve him mushrooms, garlic, and even eggs. But all of these he carefully avoided. Keeping a small semblance of his home routine, he would take his bath early in the morning with cold water. He followed his routine year round, and when in Saharanpur, he did so during the bitter cold weather. The hotel keeper was greatly surprised. Abhay conversed with many people in his travels. A doctor in Dhaka told him that on his way to the office, he had passed a farmer talking to a friend and could tell by the sound of the farmer's cough that the farmer would die within a few hours. Another doctor told Abhay that he had just come from seeing the pneumonia patient who was defying nature and medical science by continuing to live. He met Mohammedan doctor in Gaya who lamented that he had just lost a patient, although he had given the man the very best medicine. Such accounts from many of the medical professions confirmed Abhay's conviction that without God's sanction, no one could be saved. Not that he ever thought of his medical sales as a philanthropic work. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had already convinced him that the only way to save a person was giving him Krishna consciousness. Abhay's medical products were strictly for business. On one business trip, it was in 1925, he traveled to Agra, only 40 miles south of Vrindavana. Taking the opportunity, he made his first visit to Holy Vrindavana, fulfilling his childhood aspiration. He loved the sight of Vrindavana, but he could spend only a day or two. Even single day away from his sales work could be critical. As a reverent pilgrim, Abhay visited a few temples, especially the principal temples established by the followers of Lord Chaitanya, but he had to move on. There was also risks in traveling. Once he was sitting in a train compartment in Madura station when Monkey suddenly entered and took away his belongings. Early one morning before dawn, while he was on the way to Kanpur, a two-wheeled horse carriage, the horse was going at a fast trot when suddenly it hit large heap of rubbish in the middle of the road. The carriage turned upside down. Horse, driver, and carriage all landed in a heap, and Abhay was thrown into the air. But he landed unarmed, feeling as though he had just changed to another seat because Abhay said nothing. The driver thought he had been knocked unconscious and became anxious. The passenger was all right now, however, and the driver considered it is a miracle since the cart had not violently ejected him. Abhay took it that he had been saved by Krishna, and he remembered similar incidents starting with his child when his clothing had caught on fire. Krishna had always protected him. For 5 years, Abhay traveled widely out of Allahabad, and when he was home, he put in long hours at the dispensary, but he also spent time with his wife and played with his children. Srila Prabhupada, when my son was about 2 years old, he was very naughty, always doing some mischief. My friends used to visit me and call my son Pacha, Pacha, if you sit down for 1 minute silently, you will give a gift. I will give you a gift. But the boy failed. He could not sit down, even for a minute. There was a table fan, and Pacha was wanting to touch it. I said, no, don't touch it. But again, he tried to touch it. So my friend said, just lower the speed and let him touch it. So I unplugged the fan and then he touched it. It did not harm him, but it hit his finger with the loud noise, turning, and then he would not touch again. I would ask him, touch again, but he would not. As soon as his daughter Sulakshmana would speak, he began teaching her the Bengali translation of the prayers Gurvastakam, which begins, the spiritual master is receiving benedictions from the ocean of mercy, just as cloud pours water on a forest fire to extinguish the spiritual master extinguishes the blazing fire of material life, of repeated birth and death. Except for his obligatory travels, Abhay stayed at home and satisfied his family. He tended diligently to his business and it prospered. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So today we are reading the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 17th chapter. Maharaj Pradhu becomes angry at the 31 words. So I'm going to share it. So can you see it, Mataji?
No, Mataji. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, I will share it. Now you can see, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yeta dadau asrajak characharam swavamaya atmas asraya vitarkyaya tayeva soyam kila goptam udayatah katam numam dharma paro jigam sati yeda dadau asrajascharacharam swamayaya atmasraya avitarkyaya tayeva soyam kila goptam udayatah katam numam dharma paro jigam sati yeda dadau asrajascharacharam swamayaya atmasraya avitarkyaya tayeva soyam kila goptam udayatah katam numam dharma paro jigam sati. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to recite? Please welcome.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am trying.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Eta dadao asrija characharam Shamayaya atma asraya avitarpaya Tayaiva soam kila gapto muddataha Patham numam dharma paro jidham sati. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Ya yeta dadao asrija characharam Shamayayatma asraya avidarkaya Taiva soyam kila bhakto muddataha Katham numam dharma paro jigham shati.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So anybody wants to go through synonyms?
Yes,
Okay,
Mataji. Yes, Prabhu, you can go ahead. Hare Krishna.
No, Mataji, you got it.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Synonyms by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yeah, one who
etat, these, thou, in the beginning of creation, asrajat, created, characharam, moving and non-moving living entities. So mayaya, by his own potency, atma asraya, sheltered under his own protection, abitarkaya, inconceivable, taya, by that same maya, eva, certainly, shahi, ayam, this king, kilo, certainly, guptum udayataha, prepared to give protection, katham, how, nu, then, mam, me, dharma, paraha, one who is strictly following religious principles, jigham, sati, desires to kill. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. So anybody wants to read the translation purport?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the beginning of creation, you created all these moving and non-moving living entities by your inconceivable energy. Through this very same energy, you are now prepared to protect the living entities. Indeed, you are the supreme protector of religious principles. Why are you so anxious to kill me, even though I am in the form of a cow? Purport. The planet Earth argues that there is no doubt that one who creates can also annihilate by his sweet will. The planet Earth questions why she should be killed when the Lord is prepared to give protection to everyone. After all, it is the Earth that is the resting place for all other living entities, and it is the Earth that produces grains for them.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmaltamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Narayanam Namastutyam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiyate Nashtapraya Subhadresu Nityam Bhagavat Semya Bhagavati Uttam Sloke Bhagavati Naistaki. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. So in this verse, it is saying avitarkyaya, inconceivable. This is very significant word in this verse. So here we can see, I'll stop sharing. So in this verse, we are saying how the mother earth in the form of cow leading the Maharaj Pradhu. So in this verse, there are few points I categorized. So we go through all this list. The first one, how Mother Earth is leading the Maharaj Pradhu. And in this, the inconceivable potencies of Lord, we can say. So she is glorifying Lord. We have unlimited potencies. So you are creating and you are annihilating. So everything is through your inconceivable potencies. And also Mother Earth is, so she is saying to Maharaj Pradhu, so you are the protector of religious principles. And also the other point in the purport, Pada mentioned that earth is the place of resting, and it is the place where we can produce grains for our survival. The first point here is, so how she is pleading. Mother Earth in the form of cow is glorifying him. You are the Supreme Lord. So you are the reason, you are the cause for creating moving and non-moving living entities. And it is also your duty to protect the living entities, because you created, you have in charge to take care of them, to protect them. And of course, you have a free will, Swarat. So whenever you want, you can kill them also. So she is addressing King Pradhu Maharaj. So all these, you are a protector of the religious principles. You are a protector of the living entities. And as a king, he has a duty to protect the surrendered souls. So not only his citizens, but whoever comes and his surrender he has to protect. So in this connection, so I have one story that King Sibi, I think everybody I know that. The King Sibi, he was a king of Varanasi, Kasi. And he is very gentle king, so he takes care of citizens so nicely. And he is ruling the country so without any problems so nicely. So especially he is very gentle, he protects whoever surrenders to whoever it is, not only human beings who surrenders, but also the other living entities who comes and takes surrender, he protects them. So one day he was sitting in his assembly courtyard, so one pigeon came and sat on his thigh. And it was crying, Maharaj, Maharaj, please protect me. The eagle is chasing. So pigeon is the prey for eagle. Generally, the eagle eats. But that time she was so in worries. That means she is crying, please protect me, it is going to eat. So Maharaj Sebi addressed eagle, why you are eating innocent bird? So go for another prey. So, but eagle didn't say, we didn't turn up. So I want to eat, I want it. Please give it back. So Maharaj offered so many other varieties of food to eagle. No, how can I eat all these? So the bird is my prey. So I have to eat it. Please leave it. So then Maharaj Sebi, see what he was doing. He cut the one flesh. So he said, I'll give my flesh from my body. So please take it instead of eating the bird. Then he started cutting the piece of flesh from his thigh. And he thought, body is so small, the flesh also so small, I can give small flesh. But it is not. So it is not. So what he did, he put one balance, one side bird, and one side he started putting his flesh from the thigh. He is cutting the thigh and he is putting. So it is going on. He's cutting his flesh from the body parts, and it is not balancing. It is not completely balancing the other side. Bird was sitting, it is not coming. It is not becoming equal. So then he thought, let me sit myself. So whatever I have in my flesh, you can eat. So he sat on the balance. Then it is completely balanced. That means here we can see for the protection of surrender soul, like other living entity, not even human beings, other living entity, this bird. So he sacrificed his life. Afterwards, the eagle is not so actual eagle. So Indra and fire god Agni, they came and tested the Maharaj Sebi, how generous he is, how he was protecting the. So in order to highlight his character, so they came, these guys, and tested Maharaj Sebi. We can see that is the dharma of Kshatriya. So they have to protect the surrender souls. What? So how much they can? So beyond their capacity, that means sacrificing themselves to protect that surrender souls. Even if you see the Ramayana, Lord Ramachandra, he knows Vishnu is from the other side, from enemy side. Still, he has given the protection, has taken to heart, and he has given the protection to Lord Ramachandra. So, and also the another one, the Mother Earth is addressing King Prathu, you are the protector of religious principles. So in the previous verses also we discussed what is the actual religious principle means, who protects the 5 categories of living entities. Who are they? So anybody wants to share? Who are the 5 categories of living entities? They have to be protected all the times. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can I try?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah.
I think old people, then I
Yes.
think children,
Women.
brahmanas,
Yeah.
women,
Yeah.
and cows, huh? Cows.
Cows. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So these are the 5 categories. They should be protected all the times. So that is the religious principle. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So here, cow. Here it is fulfilling 2 categories. One is cow, and the another is woman. So he is pleading, Maharaj Prabhu, you have to protect me because I surrendered. So this is the religious principle. You know the religious principle. And the third point we are discussing here is potencies of Lord, inconceivable potencies. Avatarkaya. That means Lord, everybody knows it. He has unlimited potencies. He has unlimited potencies. So we cannot see them. We cannot perceive them. So he was creating this entire cosmic manifestation by his expanded energies. It is very difficult to understand how he is creating, how he is relating, how he is maintaining. So if you see the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, entirely about the creation, how he created. So I'm just giving the briefly. So the Mahavishnu. So there are the 3 Purusha avatars. So those are Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. So Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, also called Mahavishnu, when he was in Yoga Nidra, unlimited universes emerged from his skin, from the body. Unlimited universes. We cannot even count how many universes. So when he exhale, so when he is breathing, so when he breathe out, the universes emerges, unlimited. When he breathe in, inhale, so all universes coincide. So it's like a bubble. So it's like a water bubble. When he comes, he pops. So in a fraction of seconds, so in the same way, he creates unlimited universes by his potency. And so when the universes are created, there are 2 stages we can understand. The first one is unmanifested state, and the other one is manifested state. So at the beginning, when he created universe, the 24 elements enter into that universe. But it is unmanifested state, pradhana. It is not agitated. By the glance of Garbhodaka, then the Mahavishnu expand into Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. When he enters, when he glances on the Prakriti means the material energy, the external energy of Lord. It was given in the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, very explicitly. That means, so we can see his opulences, potencies in the 7th chapter, so very elaborately. We will discuss it later. So when Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu enters into each universe, it gets agitated. That means all the living entities and everything get agitated. So the pradhana is unmanifested state. After the manifestation, after the agitation, it is called Mahatattva. The state is called Mahatattva. So he is the reason for both pradhana and Mahatattva. When the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu enters into that universe, the entire universe is getting agitated. Till that point, the 24 elements are unmanifested. We'll discuss what are 24 elements soon. And then the third form of the Lord, that is Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, in the form of Paramatma, he enters into not only on living entities, but also on each and every matter, every atom of the universe, and in the form of super soul. So it is very difficult to understand this, how he is creating, how he is entering. So the creation, the the creation and the material world is entirely different, but the creation in the spiritual world is entirely different. By glance, he can create so many things. So it is this is example for inconceivable potency of Lord. So we can see he has unlimited potencies. So Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, and Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, these are the maintainers. Lord Krishna in the form of these three Purusha avatars. So he is maintaining the universe, he is creating this. And if you come to the potencies of Lord, basically I'm going to share screen. So everybody can see this.
Yes, Mataji, we can see.
Yeah. So here we can see so mainly Lord has three potencies. Those are internal energy, marginal energy, and external energy. The internal energy of the Lord is again divided into three types: Samvit, Sandhini, and Hladini potency. And if you know the Samvit, what is Samvit energy and how it is, what is the purpose of Samved, and what is Sandhini, what is Hladini energy. So Samvit energy, by Samvit energy, all his paraphernalia, Lord's Dham and parents, devotees, unlimited Vaikuntha, spiritual world, exist by the Samvit potency. And the other Sandhini potency, so this is the another feature of the Lord, another energy of the Lord. So this energy makes Lord to feel he is a supreme person, and by he knows his unlimited opulence, he is a supreme Lord, and so if the Sandhini potency is covered, he cannot understand he is a supreme. So he becomes normal. He does leelas. When he descends on earth, he does leelas by his Sandhini potency. And so the devotees also, so they can see the Lord through this energy. So Samvit is the Lord's paraphernalia, spiritual world. Sandhini, it's a connection between the living entities, devotees, and the Lord. And the Hladini potency is nothing but Radha, and it gives pleasure to the Lord. So these are the three potencies of internal energy. Antaranga Shakti. So entire spiritual world is created by this internal energy. Then come to the marginal potency. So external energy. So if you see, the entire material creation is external. It is created by the power of external energy. So again it is two types: superior jiva, that is superior energy. So that is jivas, and inferior energy, that is prakriti, nature. So again, if you see the prakriti, so there is one more energy, that is marginal energy. Marginal energy is nothing but it is the living entities are created by marginal potency. They have a tendency to go up. The marginal means tatastha, neutral. So they can go up, they can go down, they can choose. And if you come to the pradhana, so pradhana means it is the material energy in the form of prakriti consists of 24 elements in the universes. So before it is manifested, it is called pradhana. So what are the 24 elements? So this is explained in the Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter. So these are called 5 gross elements, Pancha Mahabhutas. These are Panchendriyas. So these are called Pancha Mahabhutas, not Panchendriyas. So Pancha gross elements. Grass, what is the meaning of grass means? So we can perceive it, we can experience it, we can touch, we can feel, we can see. That is the meaning of gross. We can physically experience. And so what are the Pancha Mahabhutas? Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. These are Pancha Mahabhutas. So among these, earth is the topmost gross element. We can feel everything. What are the five senses? In the next slide, we will discuss what are the five. So we can see, we can touch, we can smell, we can feel, we can hear. So these are the sense objects. So the earth is having, by earth, we are surviving on the earth. We are living on the earth. We can have all these experiences. We can see the nature, we can touch, we can smell, we can feel, we can hear. So earth is the topmost gross element. Then come to the water. So we cannot smell water, but other things we can do with the water. We can feel, we can taste, we can touch, and we can hear with the water. And then we can come to the fire. We cannot touch the fire, we cannot smell, but we can feel, we can see, and we can hear the blazing fire, sound of blazing fire. We can feel it. If you touch, you can get hurt. We can see how it is blazing. So this is the hierarchy. If you coming from earth, so it is having all five experiences, and water, it has only 4, and fire has 3 experiences, air has only 2. We can feel and we can hear. So now the situation outside is it's very dangerous. So everywhere wind is blowing. We can hear how wind is blowing outside. So we can feel and hear. We cannot touch, we cannot smell, we cannot see. So we cannot see the air. So these are all inconceivable energies of Lord. So these are Pancha Mahabhutas, and ether, we cannot see, we cannot touch, we cannot feel, hear, and smell. So this is space, ether. So that is, so these are the 5 Pancha Mahabhutas. And what are the sense objects? If you see what are the senses? What are the senses? Senses means we can see, we can touch with the eyes. With the hands, we can touch, we can taste with the mouth, we can smell with the nose, we can feel means we can touch with the skin, we can see the form with the eyes. So these are the sense object. And working senses: hands, legs, mouth, rectum, genitals. These are all working senses. And subtle elements we cannot see. So 5 gross elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, and subtle elements: mind, intelligence, and false ego. We cannot see it. Invisible. That's why these are called subtle. Why the 5 Mahabhutas are called gross means we can experience. The difference is we can experience. Subtle means we cannot experience. We can see, but we can feel it. Next. So Pradhana and Mahatattva. So unmanifested Prakriti Pradhana, manifested Prakriti Mahatattva. So these are the 24 elements. So all these are inconceivable potency of Lord. These are the other side. So different energies of Lord. So if you see in the 7th chapter, from the beginning, first verse to 14th verse, so each and every verse is explaining what are the different potencies of Lord. So within another 5 minutes, we will see. So in 7th chapter, 2nd verse, it is saying, Jnanam teham savijnanam. So here Krishna is saying, I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. This being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. So Krishna is giving full knowledge to Krishna about both material and spiritual worlds. If you hear about this, there is nothing more to hear. Everything is there. So, and the Lord also saying that who gets perfection, who sees me in the truth, so they can understand. So these energies, potencies. And the fourth one, especially, is explaining all his energies. Bhumi apon alo vayu kamano buddhi evacha hankara vidiyame vinna prakriti astada. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these 8 constitute my separated material energies. So we can understand all these. So we cannot survive without support of Lord. Just like that, we cannot. So it all the energy of Lord. It is expanding. It is expanding. And also, if you see 7.5, besides this, there is another superior energy of mind, that is a living entity. And the living entities are superior external energy, and Prakriti is inferior external energy. Both are external energy. So these are causing us to survive, these energies. And 7.6 is also saying that Etadyonin Bhutani. So I am the origin of both creation and dissolution. I am creating everything by my energies. I am the origin of all these. So I am the source in these 2 natures. That means both material and spiritual energies. And 7.7, this is very popular verse. Anybody wants to read the verse, Mataji?
Yeah.
I'll try, Mataji. Thank you.
Yes, Mataji.
Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mayi sarvam idam protam sutre mani gana iva.
Yeah.
O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mataji.
So here, Lord Sri Krishna is explaining so nicely. We cannot see the thread. We can see only pearls. In the same way, we cannot see his potencies. So we can see only that what is existing. And from next 8th to 12th verses, he is explaining what actually, how we are feeling is existing. So how we are feeling, in which way, where we can see. So that was explained in next verse. Asoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi says suryo pranava sarva vedeshu sabdake purusham rusu. So here we can see taste of water. If you are feeling so thirsty, if anybody gives juice, can it quench your thirst? Juice or any other type of liquids, will it quench your thirst?
Yes.
No.
No.
So, if you are really thirsty, you have to feel water. That is so nice. You can feel it, taste of water. So, the taste of water is nothing but the potency of Lord. So, while drinking water, we have to remember Lord. In the same way, light of sun and moon. Without sun, we cannot survive. So we need light, sunlight. When you see the sun, you have to remember this is the energy of Lord. So everywhere, if you are reading some Vedic hymns, we start with Om. That syllable is nothing but the potency of Lord. So we can hear the sounds from ether. So ability. So what everything is the potency of Lord. So when you see all these, we have to remember Lord. Next verse. Punyogandha Prithivimcha. So fragrance of the earth. When the first time the rain comes, the raindrops touch with the earth. It gives the very aroma. So we can give the we can get that aroma. So anybody feels it before? That aroma of earth when the rain comes?
Yes, Mataji.
So how it is actually, Mataji?
It is like, muddy smell.
Yes. That is very pregnant.
Mm.
So we like it actually. We like it.
Yes, nice.
So heat in fire. When you are burning, so we are burning, so we are making a fire, you can see the heat. That is the potency of Lord. So all living entities are moving. They are having consciousness. That Chaitana, that is a life. That conscious is life. That is because of Lord. So we can see the difference between the living body and dead body. The living body has a consciousness. How we are getting? Because of super soul, because of Lord. Say energy of Lord. Penances. So we are doing so many austerities. So how we are doing that? That result, it's that is the energy of Lord. And if you see the seed, the 10th one, Bijamam Sarva Bhutana, I am the seed of all existences. I am giving the intelligence. Sarvatra Sannivishto, Mattas Mrati Jnanam Pohanam, Vedes Sarve Sahameva Vedyu, Vedanta Krudveda. I am the intelligence, I am giving the remembrance, I am giving the forgetfulness. So these are all given by the energies of Lord. So the power, strength, everything comes from him. Balam. So strength of strong divide of passion and desire. So sex life. These are all the potencies of Lord. And also not only that, he's also saying that it is the three modes, the nature, Prakriti is made of three modes: goodness, passion, ignorance. These are manifested by my energy. And the next one, Traibur Guna Mayid Bhaved. Why you are not understanding? So, and also he is giving the answer for that. Why you are getting the delusion? Because you are not understanding my potencies, because you are deluded by three modes. And at the end, he is also giving the solution for this. How you can overcome these potencies, how you can understand me as it is without. So this is a Maya. External energy of the Lord is Maya. So we are stuck with these illusions. So how you come out of this? Anybody wants to read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Daibihi esha guna moi mama maya durataya mame hi prapadante mayam etam tarantite.
Yeah. So it is very difficult to overcome this illusion. So deluded by three modes. But if you take my shelter, you can easily cross over it. So the 7th chapter is explaining all the potencies of Lord so nicely. And also, if you see in the 11th chapter, what is the 11th chapter? This universal form. Arjuna is visualizing the universal form of Lord. And he can see the Virat Rupa with many expansions, unlimited arms, unlimited eyes, so many demigods. He is not only on the earth, he is expanding everywhere. He is omnipotent. He is all-pervading. So in the form of Super Soul, he is everywhere. In the Virat Rupa also, he is expanding himself into unlimited. So he is covering all this space, not only material, unlimited. So material, spiritual world. And here, the Arjuna is saying that, 1 minute. So anybody wants to read this verse? So 11.16.
Cannot see, Mataji. It's not visible.
It's not visible. Okay, Mataji, thank you. I'll share that one. Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Can you see it?
Yes, yes, Mataji.
You want to read, Mataji? You
Yes,
want to read
Mataji.
the words and translation?
Yes, Mataji. Anek bahu udara bhaktra netram pushyami tam sarvato ananta rupam nantam na madhyam na punastavadim pushyami visheshara vishwarupa.
Yeah.
O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning.
So this is possible only by his potencies, by his unlimited potencies. We cannot perceive because Arjuna cannot see. God has given special eyes. It comes by only devotion. So by devotional service, we can see Lord in face. We can understand his potencies. Our mundane senses, our mundane knowledge, limited knowledge, we cannot perceive it. So, and also in the 10th chapter, all appliances are explained. And if you see the Swarat, he is a Swarat. By his free will only, he can create and he can annihilate. If you see in the purport of first canto, 12th chapter, 19th verse. So here, the Prabhupada is explaining. So he is actually is enter into the universe. Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu enter into the universe, not only on the living entities, to other non-living entities also. Even the small stones, grass, that land, small particles of the universe are filled with Lord. So he is a omnipotent, so all-pervading Lord by his potencies. And there are some other examples. If you see Uttara, so when Lord Krishna's departing to Dwaraka, that time Uttara came running. He took the shelter. So he was requesting Krishna, please help me, please protect me. So one Astra is coming towards me with blazing fire. He is going to kill my the baby in my womb. Please protect me. That time what he did? He became very small, like a thumb, this much size, thumb size. So he went inside, he protected Parikshit Maharaj. So we cannot imagine it, how he did it. He is as bigger as universes, he is a smaller as atoms. And we cannot understand also how the Lord Narsingadev coming from the pillar. It is beyond our imagination. In order to fulfill all the conditions given by the Hiranyakashipu asked the boon from the Brahma. Brahma granted. In order to satisfy his devotee words, he has taken that form. So not human being, not animal. So that's why it's called Narasimha, of man, of lion form. And not evening, not morning, Sandhya, the Sandhya time. Not with Astra Sastra, with the nails. Not outside, inside, on the entrance, near the entrance of the door. So these conditions are fulfilled. So it is amazing. So nobody can imagine from where he is coming from, how he is coming. If you see the Vamana Avatara, so in the Vamana Avatara, so in second canto, 7th chapter, 40 verse. So Vamana Dev also called Urukrama. So Urukrama means he is a wonderful actor. Vishwaprakash dictionary says the meaning is wonderful actor, stepping forward very quickly. Within no time he occupies everywhere. So he asked for 3 steps, Bali Maharaj. So Bali Maharaj accepted only three steps I can give. With 1 step he occupied entire material cosmos. The second step, entire spiritual. With the third step, So there is no other space. So we cannot imagine how he did it. With his inconceivable energy only. The potencies are unlimited. He can expand himself into anywhere, any part. You cannot imagine also. And the third step, so Bali Maharaj surrendered himself to Lord. That Lord has taken the third step on the head of the Bali Maharaj when he surrendered completely to him. So this is one, these are the some pastimes. We can understand the potency of Lord beyond our imagination. And also in first canto, 5th chapter, 22 verse, Narada Muni is explaining these external manifestations are is separated energy, is material energy. It is very difficult to understand them. And also there is a Gopala Tapani Upanishad. It is saying that Sarvapadi Vinmuktam Ekopi San Bahudayo Bhati. That means Krishna is same. He manifests in many unlimited hearts as a Paramatma. He is one. He is expanding into unlimited numbers as a Paramatma. He enters into the not only living entities, into other non-living beings also. So in the so when you see the first time of precedence, he expanded himself into unlimited number of Krishnas. How many gopis are there in order to satisfy each and every gopi? And if you, there is a one pastime when Narada Muni wants to see how Krishna is, he is as a family grahastha, how he is doing with all his wives, so many wives. So he entered, so Rukmini house, he is there. When he enters to Satyabhama, is also there. When he goes, everywhere Krishna is there. And as a grahastha is doing family affairs with their wives, children. So Narada got stuck. How it is possible? By his unlimited potencies. And so Smriti Shastra, it is saying that Eka eva paro Vishnu sarvavyapi na samshayaha aisvaryad rupam ekam cha suryavat bahudayate. So just like sun is one, gives energy, it is a light to all the cosmos. In the same way, Lord Krishna is one. So he is present in every atom of the universe. So that is by his inconceivable energy. So and at the end, we'll discuss how we can overcome this illusion, how we can see, how we can understand these potencies of Lord. So how we can understand? Mataji, anybody wants to share a few ideas how we can?
Sarva dharma parityajya mamekam sharanam braja.
Yes, Mataji, exactly. And just now we discussed Devi is Agunamaya, Mamamaya, Duritya. So unless we surrender to the Lord, so we cannot understand it. And unless you surrender to the Guru, Tadvidhi Pranpatinath, Pariprasnena Sevya, we cannot understand unless you submit yourself to the Guru and Gauranga and association, in the association of devotees. We can learn many things, we can understand the Krishna's. It is, nobody can understand. He has unlimited pastimes, unlimited leelas and potencies. Nobody can understand completely. But so at least we can understand little bit by the association of pure devotees and by taking the shelter of God and by surrendering to the Lord. And also in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Atha Sri Krishna Namadi. Yeah. So what is this? We cannot understand. Sevam Jivadi. That means by engaging your tongue in glorifying the Lord name. So we cannot understand the Krishna. Atha Sri Krishna Namadi. Bhavet Graham Indriyai. So with our mundane senses, we cannot understand Krishna. How you can understand? By engage your tongue, Sevanukai Jivadi. Jiva means tongue. If you engage your tongue in the service of Lord, glorifying Lord, chanting the Lord's name, then easily we can overcome that delusion, that illusion, and we can understand Krishna as it is. That it comes just like that. Krishna appears on the tongue. When you chant, Krishna appears on the tongue. It gives pleasure. Why you get pleasure when you chant? Means if you are chanting sincerely, attentively, Krishna comes and sits and the tongue dances. So you get the pleasure because of that. So you are getting the association with Krishna. With that association, you are getting intelligence. And you can understand, yes, Lord, this is because the mundane people, they just think it comes by Big Bang theory. So many other theories they can evolve and they can argue. The creation is like this, the plant. So is it? We cannot imagine if you put the seed in the ground, it grows, and becomes big tree. The creation is so beautiful. If you see the flower, rose flower, so the arrangement is same. Each and every flower looks like same. And if you put the mango seed, mango tree comes, not other tree. And if you see your body, it works so nicely, systematically. You cannot imagine how the lungs work, how the kidney works, how the heart works. So systematic creation. So beautiful, we cannot understand. See the flowers, how they grow. So by the morning, all the flowers bloom, all the vegetables grow. How they are growing? By the juice of moon. So that taste is coming from the moon. How that moon is getting that is from Krishna. These are the energies of Krishna. By seeing, that's what in 7th chapter from 8th to 12th verses, it is explaining wherever you see this material world, we can remember Krishna. Yes, this is the creation. We cannot understand fully, but whatever we are perceiving in this material world, by seeing them, we can understand. Yes, there is a hand behind it. So we have to understand it. So in our mundane, with our mundane intelligence, mundane knowledge, mundane eyes, we cannot understand. By the association, by the guru, shastra, and sadhu, we can understand these things. Rishikena sevanam bhakti uttamam sarvopadivanam muktam tatpravartena nirmalam. So we can understand yogis. That is, he's the master of all senses. In order to satisfy Yogeshwara, so Shrikesa, so we have to be all the times in the devotional service, in the association of devotees. Hare Krishna. So anybody wants to add anything more, Mataji? So.
Hare Krishna Mataji, wonderful discussions about Lord's potency and his inconceivable energy. Yeah, you have given all shastric evidence with examples. Very nice class, Mataji. Yeah, it reminds us about that all Bhagavad Gita chapter 7. Very nice explanation about the 24 elements and everything. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Very creation, the very difficult analytical subject matter of creation, Pradhana and Mahatattva and all that, very nicely explained, and first time I understood so clearly. Thank you very much.
Thank
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much for the nice class. You have explained from details everything from the beginning to the end, and particularly the creation and the various energies of the Lord, particularly the three energies, internal energy, emergent energy, and external energy, and explaining each of them one by one, what they do and what how the Lord utilizes it. And in the material world, we are under the influence of the external energy, and the Jiva Shaktis are the marginal energies, and the Lord's in the Vaikuntha and other is the Lord's internal energy. So explaining nicely for that, and you have explained what is the importance and of how we can, because it is very difficult to understand the Lord with our material conceptions, how we can perceive the potential of the Lord only through our devotional service. And the Lord has also explained it. Bhakta Mama Vijanati. Only a devotee can understand the full potential of the Lord as is disclosed by the Lord. And Lord discloses his potency only to a devotee. And in this way, we can learn about the Lord. And for that, we have to associate with the devotees who are devotees of the Lord. And in this way, in such an atmosphere, while the Lord is discussed, Lord's potencies are explained, we can have a glimpse of the Lord's energy, because Lord is inconceivable. No material thing. No one can understand the Lord by his material, particularly mental speculation. As the scientists are trying to show to find out how the creation was created. I mean, how this universe was created. They are going on speculating, and often it happens that all of us have seen one theory is superseded by another, and one is rejected. That means at every moment they are always in. I mean, what we can say that one. The whole scientific corridors is leftover of these rejected theories. If you advance, I mean, the history is only rejection of one theory by the other. So this is the way. But the Lord, when the Lord He Himself informs us what is He is, we can know correctly what it is, because He is the source of knowledge, and when He reveals it, it is the correct knowledge, and that is what the devotees rely. And devotees try to understand from God directly or through the parampara. That's why their knowledge is perfect. Yes, the material knowledge. Thank you very much, Mataji, for explaining.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, so that is very true, Prabhuji. See, if you see so many companies, they manufacture so many things. Sometimes they come with the fault. So some are defective. They cannot create exactly the good ones all the times. But if you see the creation, we can understand how systematic it is, how good it is, how perfect it is. If you see the solar system, the planets, the big planets, they are revolving around the sun in their own orbits without crashing, so without touching anything. So each and every planet, it has their own time. So like a sun, it has time to set up, time to rise. So everything, there is a time. So like that, the creation and the creator, both are perfect. So we cannot understand this. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Continue. Yeah, you can speak, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Do not pronounce. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to all the assembled devotees. A wonderful, well-structured, so nicely planned class, Mataji. Thank you so much for explaining it so simply. Yes, it's so nice to understand the creation of the universe and how beautifully Krishna has given us this intelligence to be able to understand the nature, the intricacy of the whole universe, the way it is created. So thank you very much for this wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you for such a difficult subject matter. You have presented it so clearly, very difficult subject matter. And especially I liked your point regarding the Karanada Kasai Vishnu, Garbhoda Kasai Vishnu and Shiroda Kasai Vishnu. I think what you were emphasizing was, in spite of all the elements and all the energies of the Lord, until the Lord is personally present, nothing happens. Until he comes personally as Garbhoda Kasai Vishnu, nothing moves in the universe. Until he comes as Karanada Kasai, until he comes as Shiroda Kasai Vishnu in each individual body, nothing happens. The soul on its own cannot do anything until he personally comes. I like that point. So thank you, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. So that means we have to understand everything is depend on the potency of Lord only. So it's not our credit. So it's not our Prakriti create. So even Prakriti material energy is controlled by Lord.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So it appears there is no other comment.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yeah, we can close
Thank
it.
you for the nice class.
Thank you so
Thank you very
much,
much.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Chakal Kripa Sindhu Devi Paditanam Padvanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo.
The Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Bhagavatam ki jai.
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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
So we are concluding this session.